Hi, everybody. This is Andrew Fuge with the Rockland Arts Festival. I'm joined today by award-winning young adult author Michelle Reynoso, who's participating in the festival this year. Michelle, for those who are not familiar with your work, would you like to give us an introduction and just cover whatever you feel is appropriate?
Sure. Thank you so much. And very happy to be part of the festival again this year. So, as Andrew said, I'm a literary artist and my medium is words. So, words are really important in building story. World building is a big element in the stories that I create as well. Character creation. And then there's also the whole aspect of cover art development, which also ties into, that artistic well as well. I direct all of the cover art that is part of my books as well. So being a teenager is complicated. We all know that, right? Now try layering on the aspect of saving the world and meshing those two things together as a story unfolds. And that's what you've got in this series. The series I have is called The Girl Dependent and the Portal series. I liken it to Stranger Things to fans who watch that series, mixed in with I Am Not Okay With This. So you put those two things together and you get the closest sort of idea of what this story is about. I think if you look at the covers here, I'll just show you really quick. So you've got N, which is the first book, and you'll notice you've got some of these elements, power elements. In the second book, you start to see this fireball element. That's one of the ways that my character sort of manifests this power that she comes into. She's able to gain energy from living things and change it into other physical forms. So creating fireballs is one element. She starts really simple by taking energy and learning how to create an apple, which she, kind of fails at. She's sort of thrust into this power real quick, and she has to almost take cliff notes in a sense of getting in touch with this power and learning how to use it. Things go very badly sometimes, but when she gets a little help, she actually, on an advanced level, gets to change her own physical energy into an eagle. So we all sort of, I think, in our younger days, experience flying in our dreams, right? This was my chance to kind of explore that. Where would this go? What would it feel like? And I was able to do that through this character. Inspiration for my stories comes from the world around me. I might hear a conversation. I might see something that I'm like, oh, that would be a great way to tell that aspect of the story. I think all artists, the biggest part of tapping into our creative well is by observing. I went to acting school, and one of my teachers told us as a class, always carry a notebook with you. You'll never remember that idea a week from now unless you write it down. So I do that constantly. Now it's through our phones, right? It might not be a notebook, but there's a scene, perfect example of that. There's a scene in book 2, The Light of the Dying, where the main character, Faith, actually crashes her car. And that was inspired for me by being at a traffic light and seeing a car crash happen right next to me. And that the details of that, sort of the sounds that happened, the seeing the reaction of the people around, all of that really helped inform the scene in the story. So it's those sort of everyday things that can come up, and you never know when it's going to help you with telling the story, but inevitably it does, because you want it to be an authentic part of the story, whether it's a sci-fi, fantasy. The story has to be authentic so that readers can identify with things. So for me, that's a really important part. There's a third part of the trilogy that's coming out, Ascent of the Fallen. I'm finishing up with that. And then just real quick to talk about my next project, which is a post-apocalyptic thriller called The Ablation Society, which I'm super excited about. It's a filing mishap that plunges this brilliant teen intern into the dark recesses of a secret government agency's like cold-blooded depopulation initiatives, because in this society, population means no food, it means no resources, and so that's my next project as well.
Oh, that's amazing. It's just fantastic to learn about a little about some of the extraordinary imagination that you need to apply to these. So we look forward to seeing you at the in-person event, and I hope you'll be bringing plenty of copies for what I would imagine would be large numbers of fans that will be turning out.
Yay, I look forward to seeing everybody. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you for joining us today.
You got it. Thank you.